In this video, we're going to look at an additional 3 mind maps that are included in the Under the Sea Mind Maps pack. And although learners are not expected to be able to complete these caliber of mind maps in foundation phase, there are still many activities that the teacher can do to start developing these thinking patterns. Let's take a look at these 3 mind maps. The first is the Starfish Babies mind map, and this is where learners learn to take a whole and break it down into its components and its parts to identify what pieces make up a whole. The next mind map teaches learners to give reasons and results, to look at a situation and identify what were the reasons for the situation and what resulted from the situation, similar to cause and effect. The last mind map is the Jellyfish mind map, and here learners begin to learn about giving facts and justification, to know what is the difference between a fact and your opinion. And when you do give an answer, how do you justify your answer? So although foundation phase learners are not expected to be able to complete those 3 mind maps, there are still activities that the teacher can do in the classroom to start developing these thinking patterns. So if we look at the Starfish Babies, you can ask your learners to identify the main characters of a story, so that is the whole, and then describe each character, so they're looking at the parts of the whole. You can ask learners to break down their day into 3 or 4 parts, and then ask them to fill in what they do during those times of the day. What do they do in the morning? What do they do in the evening? That's taking a whole and breaking it down into its parts. You can ask learners to break down the different rooms in their house and then ask them to fill in what happens in those rooms, or what would you find in those rooms. The Crab mind map, for giving results and reasons. After reading a story, give the learners the situation and then ask them to identify what were the reasons for the situation and what resulted from the situation. Use everyday scenarios and ask learners to provide reasons and results for them, such as phys ed is happening in the hall today. What was the reason for it? Perhaps it was raining. And what did it result in? That you couldn't do swimming because it was indoors. Provide learners with made-up scenarios from time to time and allow them in groups to decide on the reasons and results, to really get them to think out the box. The last mind map is the Jellyfish mind map, and this is facts, opinions, and justification. So during reading, ask learners to say what they think about the story, and you must get them to say why they think that. If they don't like the story, that's fine, it's not a problem, but why don't they like it? They need to pinpoint, identify the reason for not liking it. If they do like it, again, pinpoint and tell why you do like it. They must give a reason. Play games with learners such as fact or opinion to introduce the concept of a fact and an opinion. For example, the world is round, and learners must choose whether they believe it is a fact or an opinion. At the end of the day, ask a few learners to give an opinion of the day and then justify why they feel that way. So it could be, their opinion of the day was that it was too busy and I couldn't get through all my work. Why do you feel that way? Because I felt rushed going from one lesson to the next and I didn't have time to complete my activities.